I want to open this video by saying that I am just incredibly proud and glad to be part of this team. And I could not have picked a better team to lead Rosewood Lane through the last year.
This has been a year of needing to be flexible, and a year in which we really had to define what it meant to be a church, to be a community, when a lot of the standard trappings were not available.
I think this year our church has been all about action and not just sitting back and enjoying being worshiped to, but we are worshiping out. And
not the year I'd planned for it summarizes it pretty well. I had a sense of direction and some specific plans going into this year, especially with connecting, discipling, and partnering with leaders in various congregations and outside of churches. That all changed a couple of weeks into it with COVID-19, but the ministry essentials stayed pretty much the same.
And people have asked me about how bad it was. I tell them, oh, it got pretty bad last summer, and the confusion and the frustration. But I said the saving grace was our board handled those discussions just with an incredible amount of grace and an incredible amount of wisdom and an incredible amount of courage. Diane, you've been huge in helping us out with that feud ministry. Is there any story that jumps out to you or any other deep thoughts that you have?
Well, I really enjoyed getting to know all the people, and something that has really impressed me is the teenagers that have come and been faithful serving every single week. In particular, JJ and Kenzie, they have come and they're willing to lift boxes and take food out to people and be very pleasant and helpful. And I know my granddaughter, Bella, she is excited every Tuesday to come and help. And she gets in there and helps. So it's not, we are helping people outside of our church, but I think we're helping people inside of our church too.
Absolutely.
That's kind of my thoughts.
Yeah, and we have a couple of families that have nothing to do with our church that have started showing up on Monday nights to help us unpack the food. One of them that lives a block away from me that I've never met, and they just showed up because they heard about from a friend of a friend, which is just so cool. So, well, Steve, I guess we'll piggyback over to you because Diane mentioned the youth, and what have been your youth group stories or thoughts or testimonies as you've led the youth?
I've been impressed by the engagement of our teens, especially since we started meeting on Fridays at the building, and we're seeing them become adults, but more importantly, we're seeing the kind of people that they're going to be, and we're seeing that they are going to be faithful, faithful people of God, and that's incredibly encouraging. And we continue to pray for them and pray that they grow in their faith and continue down this path.
Yeah, and that's huge. I know my prayers for a couple of years regarding our youth has been the prayer Jesus prayed for his disciples in John, where he says, Jesus is able to say, I've lost none of them, Father, except the one destined to destruction. I've left that part in my prayers. Switch gears here, but Gary, I know it's been a financially awful year for so many Christian congregations and so many other businesses. How bad was it financially for us?
Actually, this year wasn't that bad. We're within about 10,000 of what we budgeted. Praise the Lord. And with his guidance and help, our expenditures actually dropped by about that same amount. So the end of year balance is essentially the same as it was at the beginning of the year. Although we do.
Well, I'm curious for the rest of you. I mean, have we not spent money that we may have spent if coronavirus wasn't happening? Or...
The building being empty was a good thing, because I think you and a couple of the kids were able to just paint in the sanctuary. Just kind of clear the sanctuary out and paint it a lighter color, which is helpful.
Yeah.
because the face of ministry had changed, we changed some of the things that were being spent. So we looked at ways of being able to hold services outside, which involved upgrading some of our worship equipment, doing a lot of the video and online streaming, changed some of the things that we needed equipment-wise as well. So those are things that certainly helped in 2020 as we were doing online, but will also help for future events when we're able to meet back regular times.
Well, even though we're not meeting in the building, or weren't meeting as a congregation, the building was being used some. And ground maintenance didn't change. It seems like coronavirus didn't affect the grass at all. So, it's about an acre of grass to mow. There's sidewalks that need edging. The gutter that's out front seems to collect debris quite easily on the street. We had a pretty good windstorm in September that knocked quite a bit of limbage out of that sycamore tree. That was one of the more encouraging things for me. I went over there thinking, oh boy, this is going to be a mess. And I got some stuff picked up, and the next time I went over there, I think the worship team had got in and finished cleaning up debris. And then I figured I was going to have to figure out how to get all that stuff out of there. And I don't know if it was Perry that brought a trailer and took the stuff off or what, but that was helpful because the debris was gone.
Well, and something a lot of people don't know is we have kind of a 4-person accountability group that meets in the building Tuesday nights, and they came over one Friday and raked up a ton of our leaves for us. And so, yeah, that was just such a neat thing. Every time I went to the church that week, the lawn was cleaner, and I thought, Greg must be working so hard, and he was, but so were all these other groups of people, so which was just awesome. Well, in closing, we're going to go around and everybody just say the one thing they're most looking forward to next year in the next sort of fiscal year. So, Mark, what are you most looking forward to?
Getting back to having more time to practice, to play, and to praise.
I'm looking forward to seeing people face to face, and maybe even like a hug or two. So I'm hoping that happens in the next 6 months or so.
I'm looking forward to in-person game nights, and I'm with Diane. I want to do lots of hugs.
People in person.
I would hope that God guides us a little bit more, and we strengthen our financial positions, and we're able to help out those other people that are in more need than we are.
I hope to travel someplace, any place.
Never enough. I think we have lots of hugs, like you guys said. I really do believe I am going to weep at the communion table for the first time that we're back. So I'm steeling myself for that. And I'm probably going to edit that part out of this video. I just can't say it enough. I'm proud of us. And not just the ones on this call, but the entire church, for we have weathered this storm quite well.